Hi, I'm Phil Constantine. On this episode of Travels with Phil, I'm taking you to one of the U.S.'s most iconic spots, Mount Rushmore in the Black Hills of South Dakota. It is the 60-foot tall sculptures of the heads of 4 U.S. presidents to represent the first 150 years of the United States. It was started in 1927 and completed in 1941. George Washington represents the birth of the country. Thomas Jefferson represents the expansion of the country. Theodore Roosevelt, or TR, represents the development of the country, and Abraham Lincoln represents the preservation of the country. During this video, I'm going to tell you how it was made and the process it went through, what you can see there, all the different things that are there, how to get there, and some interesting spots to see on the way, and the controversy surrounding Mount Rushmore. So let's take a look at the history of Mount Rushmore and how it came into being. This is Doan Robinson. He was a historian in South Dakota who was looking for a way to attract tourists. In 1923, he thought carving extra-large statues of old West American heroes would do just that. In 1924, Robinson convinced Gutzon Borglum, who had worked on the giant carvings on Georgia's Stone Mountain, to come to South Dakota. Borglum thought the sculpture should be of American presidents, which would attract people from all over the country. Borglum found Mount Rushmore near Keystone, South Dakota. He thought the granite there would be great for a very large project. In 1927, he started designing, making models, and then creating the giant figures. This is his studio. The model that he made is still there. He used this model to make the sculpture 12 times larger by transferring the measurements. After getting the measurements from the model, Borglum and other workers would mark on the granite what parts should be removed. They would use red paint to mark these spots that need to be removed. In fact, there may be a few spots where you can still see the red paint out there. They would use something that's called a bosun's chair to be lowered down the face of the mountain and mark what needed to be removed. Using these marks, they would then drill and blast and chip away the rock until it matched the model down in the studio. You can see some of the workers doing the actual work. And this is Borglum in the bosun's chair on the side of the mountain itself. Even today, park workers still use ropes to make repairs and monitor conditions. This is a monitoring sensor there that determines if the rock is moving so they can come in and do work if necessary. And you can see them doing some of the work here in the current times. Now let's take a look at what you can see here at Mount Rushmore. This is an overhead view, and you can see how big the parking area is, which is $10 the last time I checked. And this is another map that shows you some of the trails you can take while you're out there. As you come in the main area, these are some of the buildings that you can see. They do have a information center, a bookstore, an ice cream place, something like that. They're not always open year-round, but they're open most of the time, so check it out. And this is called the Avenue of the Flags. They have one there for every state and territory. And this is the amphitheater here, which they open during the summer.
Grandview Terrace, Mount Rushmore. So over here on the, get an idea of scale, a little outcrop over there, you can see a person with sort of a teal color shirt on. That gives you an idea how big everything is. Well, the work that went into this is very impressive. Different viewpoint. Get some sort of event down at the amphitheater, so you hear some organ music in the background, keyboard. In case you didn't know, third from the left, Teddy Roosevelt, TR, is wearing glasses. So that's what that little horseshoe above his nose is, his Nez Perce glasses. And the talus field here, all the stuff that was chipped away. And you can see the long vertical lines here underneath Washington. That's where they did long poles, chisel kind of work to chip away the rock. Right over here under Lincoln, you can also see it. You see the banding fairly well there too. Look just to the left of that sort of dark streak. You see 2 or 3 good bands going across. Some of them actually have reflective minerals in them. Well, they have done repair work. A couple of cracks have developed. Alright, Travels with Phil, back to you.
Let's zoom in on Lincoln's face here. You can see the work that went into this and some of the veins in the rock. Interestingly enough, though, at the bottom, right by the beard, is a Rocky Mountain goat. It's got its own beard, much like Lincoln's beard out there. You will see them in different spots out there, and they are interesting creatures. A chamois, what might be what you call them in Europe. And when they put salt on the ground during the winter, it sprays up on the cars, and sometimes the goats will actually come up and lick it off the cars themselves. And during the winter, they'll also scrape through the snow trying to find something to eat. Here you can see some of the workers coming down and those big pieces of rock that are there to make the pupil in their eyes. But I think this is really neat looking where the rangers are, and you can see the area on the ground from up above. But here's something you won't see: the Great Hall. Yep, this is the Great Hall. It really exists. It's built into the wall behind Lincoln's head, and it's not a secret spot. They built it to put documents in there. The Borglum was afraid that in the distant future, this is expected to last a really long time, he was afraid that people wouldn't have any idea what this really was. So this is going to be a place to put all kinds of documents and things. Never really came off, though.
On my final report to the commission, I stated that the granite stairway and the Hall of Records were essential to the memorial's completion. I felt that the memorial would become a riddle to people a few thousand years from now without explanatory data.
This is so important to the monument itself, is to have a record of that monument. The entrance is there, and it's the Hall of Records. He felt that without that, it was like putting a letter in a box with no address, no post. 1,000 years from now is quite a bit of time for us, but you know, Rushmore is going to be up there 50,000 years from now. And our whole civilization, our whole world may have changed by then.
And now our ranger will explain what happened there in the Hall of Records.
A hole was drilled deep into the floor at the entrance of the cave-like space. Inside of that hole, a titanium box was set, and a teak box within that. Titanium is known for being non-corrosive, meaning that it won't rust and degrade over time. Within those boxes were placed 16 porcelain enamel tablets, which should also stand the test of time. Printed on those tablets is a wealth of information about Mount Rushmore National Memorial, including profiles on all 4 of the presidents. It is truly a shrine of democracy. With the record secured underground, a heavy granite capstone was placed on top.
There are a couple different ways to get to Mount Rushmore, but perhaps the best one is from the south on the Iron Mountain Road. Lots of twists and turns. It was designed to show off the beauty of the area here, so it takes lots of twists and turns. The guy that designed it says you should really do 20 miles an hour through here to just appreciate all the beauty that you're going to see. I drove it, and it is really, really interesting. You can go through Custer State Park on the south. You can be close to Wind Cave and a couple of other spots, but just really interesting designs going on through here.
I'm on Highway 16A, the Iron Mountain Highway. This is the Norbeck Overlook. Those are the Black Hills. A little chilly up here. Beautiful overlook. And that is Mount Rushmore. Hard to hold it still. Wind blowing like this. And I'm standing on some rocks too. Yeah. Definitely looks like iron ore. A beautiful view. A little bit chilly. I'd say high 30s, low 40s. Very pretty. Travels with Phil. Back to you.
There's a really big controversy surrounding Mount Rushmore among American Indians. In 1968, the Fort Laramie Treaty gave the Black Hills to the Lakota Sioux and was supposed to be there forever. And this is the area that you see where all the reservations were set up. Well, in 1874, Custer led an expedition through there supposedly looking for places to build forts. Well, they found gold. Well, after that, the government really didn't do much of anything to stop the settlers and the miners from coming in here. And the property, the land, basically was stolen from the Sioux. So a lot of Sioux really don't like it. I've had mixed feelings about it myself.
Mount Rushmore has many meanings to me. First of all, we do honor these 4 presidents who shaped our country. They shaped it in the way of making us free for today. They shaped it for the future. But at the same time, Mount Rushmore is a place of a lot of sadness. Sadness in the fact that this was Indian land at one time. It was a place where the Indians lived. It was a place where the Indians had to come and do everything from their ceremonies to hunting to gathering to supporting their families. Mount Rushmore is a bittersweet phenomenon, I'll put it that way, for many American Indian people. Even though, yes, we have a free country to live in, we are still have to depend on the government for our survival in many cases. Even though yet we are taking steps forward to do our own programs and to live life the way we should. As we look at these 4 presidents, and the 4 presidents again mean many things. Each one of them did something marvelous for this country. Each one of them had a vision that is still unbelievable today. But at the same time, we have to understand that each one of them had a very bad Indian policy of removal, of putting them in reservations. There's always a negative side to that as well.
I talked to a Lakota friend of mine and asked him if it would be a bad thing for me to go visit it, and he says, well, it's there. You might as well go see it. So as you can tell here, this was my 3rd time in the area, and I finally did go visit it. If you're going to go there, just a reminder, there's no smoking and no pets out there in the park area. Also, no drones, so don't go out there to try and film it. They've done some very, very good 3D rendering of the monument, and you can find it at the website here. It's also listed in the description field below, where you can find all kinds of links to other sites. Thank you very much for watching this video. Please feel free to make comments below as long as the language is family friendly. And if you like this video, please click on the thumbs up button below. You can also subscribe to my YouTube channel by clicking on the circle with my picture in it in the lower right hand corner of the video. The arrow is pointing at it now. And once you have subscribed, you can be notified of when I have a new video posted by clicking on the bell icon in the description field below the video. Thanks again for watching.